Hey everybody, this is Joshua coming to you live from Idaho Falls. And the reason I'm making this video is because I wanted to share a little bit about my story and to spread a little bit of awareness to other drug addicts and alcoholics that there is a chance of recovery if you just put your mind to it and you make that decision to really turn your will and life over to something greater than yourself, such as a higher power, and are open-minded to a little bit of a new way of living and have the willingness to try a new way of living and a new way of thinking, new way of acting, new way of speaking. You know, all those things are make up who we are as a person and really affect our lives. And deciding to make a little bit of change really makes a big difference, not only to yourself and your life, but to the people that you surround yourself with, your loved ones, your family, your friends. A little bit about my history is I'm a drug addict. I use drugs and alcohol to hide the way I was feeling, to numb myself from feeling the way that I felt for a long time, which was I dealt with a lot of depression and anxiety and low self-esteem, thinking that I was not worth what I really am worth as a person, and like really just having no value on myself and my morals and who I was as a person. And it wasn't until I got into recovery and got a little taste of AA and all the other A's, NA, AA, CA, HA, CMA. I've dabbled in all the different programs, but it wasn't until I got a taste of these programs that I realized there's a new way of living out there, and that I wasn't alone. There are thousands and thousands of other people just like myself who struggle with the same exact disease, that disease of addiction. And I don't feel so alone anymore. I can walk into a meeting anywhere and feel right at home, because I know that these people have the exact same problems I do, and they've been through some of the stuff I've been through, and they understand where I come from. And I can share about some of the stuff that I don't really want to talk about with anybody else who doesn't have the problem of addiction, because I know that they're going to understand it and they're going to get it, because most likely they've probably been there themselves. When I got clean and sober, I didn't know that my life was gonna get this good, and I'm not perfect. My life is not perfect at all by any means, but you know what? It's just a lot better than it used to be. I've finally discovered that there is meaning to life, and I'm still trying to figure out exactly what I'm supposed to be doing with myself. Right now, I'm just working a get well job. Not making a whole lot of money, but you know what? It's a lot better than it was when I was using drugs and alcohol. I've become a better person. I've learned how to be of service to people. I've learned that I am worth something, that I am a good person, and I've learned how to not only treat myself better, but the ones around me. Like with the disease of addiction comes a lot of drama and chaos and wreckage. Wreckage, like damaged relationships. I found myself lying all the time. I was stealing in and out of jail. I've lost a lot of really good jobs, and I've lost people, good friends and relationships that I really cared about due to the direct result of my addiction and alcoholism. Because I didn't understand it. I didn't understand that I was powerless over drugs and alcohol. All I did was, is I knew that if I took that first drug and drink, that I was going to feel better, and not realizing that it's just a temporary fix. It's just a temporary get better. Like it doesn't make any of your problems go away. It doesn't help anything. And for a long time, I suffered with not realizing that. Not realizing it. And I relied on drugs and alcohol to help me, and I self-medicated, and really it didn't do anything for me at all. I have the disease. I'm sorry. I have the disease of addiction. I have an allergic reaction when I drink or use, and I finally understood this when someone explained to me. But when I drink or use in any form, in any way, no matter how big or small, my allergic reaction is the fact that I have the inability to stop once I start. Once I take that first drink, I can't stop. Once I take that first drug, I can't stop. I can't. I have the inability to stop. And that's, I mean, if I could drink like a normal person, I probably would. Because there are times when I do crave an alcoholic beverage, a beer, a cold beer after a long, hard day at work in the blistering sun. But I know that once I take that first drink now that I can't, because I finally have accepted the fact that I am powerless over alcohol and drugs. You know, that's the first step in the 12-step program, is to accept that you are powerless, to admit that you're powerless and that your life was unmanageable. Yeah, hell yeah. The last 4 years of my life, because of the result of my actions and my active addiction. I went to prison for 4 years. I was in and out of jail. All this crazy shit. But what I really wanted to say is, the reason why I'm making this video is that if you're out there and you're stuck in a rut, in your addiction, there's dude, make the choice to get better and to just try. I did it, and I didn't imagine myself feeling the way that I do right now. I didn't understand recovery or what recovery was or anything like that before I really got into it with an open mind and started actually listening to people. I started hearing people's shares in meetings and realizing, like, damn, I relate to that. I've done that before. I felt that way before. And realize that this is a big thing. This is my life. It's live or die. There's so many times where I have almost lost my life, and either directly or indirectly due to drugs and alcohol. And if recovery was just about not using drugs and alcohol, I wouldn't need the program. I would have done that a long time ago. I just would have stopped using. But recovery is not just about stopping using drugs and alcohol. It's about becoming a better person. It's about being spiritually fit. It's about being honest with yourself and another man. It's about changing your thinking, changing your actions, changing the way you speak, changing everything about you. Everything. I've changed everything. And one thing they do focus on in the program is that all they expect from you is progress, not to be perfect, but to make progress. So I'm not perfect, and I still deal with a lot of things like character defects. With me, there's a lot of anger issues. Who doesn't get angry? But sometimes I find myself getting angry for some stupid shit. But I've learned to when I start feeling that way or start feeling angry, to understand why am I feeling this way? Do I play a part in this? What am I doing to make myself feel this way? Or what kind of position am I putting myself in to be angry at either this person or this situation? And those are things that you have to really start asking yourself when you're really trying to be honest and make a change in yourself. I used to lie a lot. I used to manipulate a lot to get what I want and get what I need. But living an honest life, working in an honest program, you don't have to lie. If you're doing everything right, you don't have to lie. There's no need to manipulate. There's no need to maneuver your way into situations to benefit from it, to get something back, because I have everything I need. And when I say that, I'm not saying I have a lot of money. I'm not saying I have a lot of badass, physical things, or I don't have a lot of stuff to my name, but you know what? I have everything I need. I have a roof over my head. I got food in my refrigerator right over there. I got a little bit of money in my bank account. I have a bank account. I have a cell phone. Like these little things that are really even like, it's like, for example, the cell phone. It's not stuff that really makes me as a person, but sometimes we need a phone. Anyways, my life, I've got great friends. I got these people that honestly care about me, and will call me to ask me how am I doing today, what's going on. Hey, I haven't heard from you in a couple days. I got people that reach out to me. I reach out to people, and it's cool because I'm doing stuff that I never thought I was gonna do. I have genuine friendships with people, and it's a really good feeling. It's cool, and it's all a direct result of Alcoholics Anonymous, which is the program that I choose to work. It's all a direct result, and me as a person today is not the same Joshua that I was before February 16th, 2016, which is the day that I first went to treatment and got a real taste of the program. And since then I haven't stayed sober or clean the entire time. I'm actually on my third sobriety date. But you know what? It's like I said earlier, it's progress, not perfection. If I was perfect, I don't know. I think that'd be kind of boring, And I'm not saying go out there and make all these mistakes. I'm not saying that, but I have made mistakes. I'm a human being. I'm going to make mistakes, but as long as you learn from your mistakes, then you have nothing but a bright future. Because if you burn yourself on a hot pan and then forget it's hot, you're gonna touch it again. You're gonna burn yourself. So all these little mistakes that I've made in the past, I remember them. I remember what happened. I remember why I did them and what I took a lesson from it. And just realized that this is open. I don't know. So if you're out there and you're thinking about getting sober, you're thinking about getting clean, and you just don't know how, take your ass to a meeting. Sit there, and you don't have to talk to anybody. You don't have to share. You don't have to get a sponsor. You don't have to do any of that. Just sit there and just listen. And listen to what the people are talking about, and try to relate to what they're saying. If they're talking about, hey, I've got a drinking problem, try to relate to that. Okay, do I have a drinking problem? Try to explore some of these options of what the problem might be, and hopefully you get a little bit of solution. I just wish that I could bottle up what I'm feeling right now and share it with everybody, but you know what, I can't. And if I did, I'd be robbing you of an experience that would hopefully teach you a lesson in life. Because if somebody robbed me of the experience of going through all the things that I went through, good or bad, I wouldn't be who I am right now. I wouldn't be the strong man that I am, because all those things are what kind of formed and shaped me into the person I am, and how I think, and my views on things, my perspective on stuff. And I'm glad nobody did. I know that there was times where people tried so hard to help me and to push me in the right direction, because there's people that care about me. But But had they robbed me of any of that experience, I wouldn't be who I am. And I wouldn't change it. I'm coming up on 6 months of sobriety right now. And in the past 6 months, it's been really cool. I've gotten a great job, and I travel for work, so I'm out of state right now. I'm in Idaho Falls, Idaho. I live in Orange County, California, and I'm originally born and raised from Bellingham, Washington, which is an hour and a half north of Seattle. So, recovery is alive and well in myself, and also here in Idaho Falls. And it's cool to experience meetings in other states and all these other cities, and realize that it's alive and well here. It's not just where I'm from. And if you're thinking about possibly getting sober, just give it a try. It's a new way of living. It's fun. We have fun in sobriety, man. And you know what? There's going to be times where, your addiction is going to be talking to you, because your addiction doesn't just go away when you get clean and sober. It's still there, and it's alive well in your head, and it talks to you. It talks to me all the time. Hey, whether it be, hey, that drink sounds really good right now, or you know what, I want to pop a couple pills, or you know what, I feel like getting angry at this person, or I feel like spending money that I don't really have, or that I shouldn't be spending, that's for a bill. It will manifest in so many different ways, and you have to be aware of that. It's alive and well. But I learned how to differentiate my thoughts as Joshua, my thoughts as an individual from my addiction thoughts, my addict mentality, and that's super important because if you don't learn to differentiate those thoughts, you'll fall right back into old behaviors. When I start thinking like that, I'm like, crap, I can't do that. I can't take that drink. I can't spend that money. I can't go over here and hang out with these people because I know that they're going to drink or use or this and that, whatever it may be, and thoughts are going to happen. I've said this before. I heard somebody say this one time and it really stuck with me. I would rather be thinking about a drink or a drug than to be sitting in a bar thinking about being sober or sitting in a fucking crack house thinking about being clean any day. Because people say, oh, don't fantasize it, don't think about it. Motherfucker, I can't. Like, sometimes you just can't help it. Sometimes I'm like, fuck, dude, a beer sounds really good right now, but I know I can't. But it's much better than sitting in a fucking bar thinking about being sober. And it's all about what you do with it up here. It's what's going on in your head. How am I gonna, what am I gonna do with this thought? Am I gonna act on it? But no, the program teaches you tools. You have a fucking tool belt full of tools on what to do in those situations. Hey, I can call a friend. I can call another alcoholic. I can call my sponsor. Hey, dude, I'm feeling this certain way. I'm feeling like I want to drink right now. What should I do? Or take your ass to a meeting. And talk about it. Those are the things that I've done that have worked for me. And it really works. And making this little video, is helping me. I'm sitting here in my camper right now by myself, bored. And I got this urge to just make a video and share with people because I'm sitting here thinking in my head like, okay, I've been going to meetings. I haven't really been doing panels though, like I normally do. What is a way that I can be of service to somebody, and what better than to make a little video just sharing. I don't have all the solution. I don't have all the answers, but I can tell you a little bit about my story and what's worked for me and what I do to stay sober. And maybe there might just be one little thing that somebody just might get from me and what I say that will either give them that little push that they've needed to get their ass to a meeting and hopefully eventually become a sober person, or maybe somebody that was on the brink of suicide or just about to use and they just happen to scroll through and seen this video. I don't know. And and that's the cool thing about life right now is that you just don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know. I could drink tomorrow. I'm sober right now, but I could drink tomorrow. I don't know. I don't know what the future has in store. But as of right now, I know I'm not gonna drink because first of all, I choose not to, and I don't know. I'm trying to be of service in any way. Even something as small as this. Just making this little video. I'm being of service to somebody. And if it's not for somebody, if somebody doesn't get anything out of it, I at least had fun and I stayed sober while I was doing it. This is keeping me occupied for 18 minutes, 13 seconds. That I wasn't thinking about myself because I'm a self-centered motherfucker and I like to think about myself. But if I can spend 18 minutes and 23 seconds trying to help somebody else, which is something that, hey, that's 18 minutes and 29 seconds that I haven't drank or used or thought about it. So yeah, I don't know. This is my first time doing this, so I'm kind of nervous, but it's fun. It's cool. Like I said, I don't have all the answers. I can only share what I've gone through up to this point. And, if I choose to make more videos or anything, I'll probably pick a topic and explain topics, my point of view on the topic. But this is the first time I'm doing this. It's kind of just an experiment right now. But also a cool experience talking to myself in a camper. So you thought I was crazy when I was drinking and using it. Look at me now. I'm talking to myself. But I love everybody. I love all you guys watching this. I hope that something in here has sparked interest in somebody. If you have any questions, feel free to comment. Or if you have any ideas or suggestions for another video, I think this is kind of cool. It might be something I start doing and just sharing my experience, strength, and hope with the world. And advocating for recovery, advocating for those that are in recovery, and that this shit really does work. You know, this shit really works. Like, and all you gotta do is have a little bit of willingness and open mindedness for anything to happen. And it's really not that hard. Take your ass to a meeting. That shows willingness right there. The willingness that you are willing to get in your car and go. The open-mindedness of sitting in the meeting and actually absorbing some of the stuff you're hearing. That's being open-minded, and hopefully taking something from what you heard and applying it to your life. So I wish you all the best. I think that's all I got for now. With that, I will take another 24. God bless all you guys, and you can do it. Y'all can do it. We're all good people. We're just sick people trying to get better. Sick dude just trying to get better. So I love you. I hope there's something that resonated with you. Feel free to comment, like, and share. Thank you.